Yeah, I can fly.
Welcome back to the channel where we love talking about movies and more. I'm your host, Mason Phillips, and this is the 6th episode of my Road to Doomsday series. Today we're talking about the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Iron Man. Now, the reason I'm not talking about this first, why I'm just now getting to this movie, is I'm doing this series in chronological order. So I started with Captain America, the First Avenger. The last episode was over Captain Marvel. Now we're in the year 2008 within the MCU. Now let's talk about that first film of the MCU starring Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. So Iron Man was a huge gamble. Let's just say that right out the gate. Iron Man was a huge gamble for Marvel Studios. They were an independent studio at the time. They were on their own. They were not owned by Disney just yet. They were basically an independent film studio, and the way they got backing for this film, they had a distribution deal with Paramount. So they distributed the film, but the whole film was financed by Marvel. The way they got financing for this film was they actually put up all the characters they owned as collateral. All the characters they still had the film rights to. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Avengers, basically. All the characters they had film rights to. They put them up as collateral. If this film fails, we'll have to sell all this off. So Iron Man was a make or break situation for them. If Iron Man doesn't make money, if it's not profitable, then the MCU doesn't happen. And we would be in a very different state right now with Marvel, with entertainment. I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe wouldn't even happen right now, wouldn't even be a thing. And would these film franchises, these other film studios, would they be trying to chase that cinematic universe structure if the Marvel Cinematic Universe didn't happen? Maybe another studio would have made it successful, but because of Iron Man, we see it the way we do today. So this film, it was a huge gamble, not only because of that, the studio was also really betting on Robert Downey Jr. and wasn't really for him playing Tony Stark. It was Jon Favreau who really fought for him. At the time, Robert Downey Jr. was a recovering addict. At the time, he still had a reputation for using drugs. He was in and out of prison for a little while, so the studio didn't want to back him. The insurance companies didn't want to insure him, and it was Jon Favreau who fought for him because he could see, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was on the mend. He had left that old life behind, so he was willing to put his trust in him because he knew he's a great performer. He's my Tony Stark. They saw the screen test, what he did. He proved himself, and he said, this is my Tony Stark. I'm going to fight for him. This is our actor. Whether you like that or not, this is the guy we're using. Thankfully, Jon Favreau fought for him. I'm so happy he did because Robert Downey Jr. is the face of Marvel. I mean, he's back now as Dr. Doom. He's doing stuff as Tony Stark for the Disney parks and some of their attractions right now. He's the face of the MCU. Who could you think of anybody else playing Tony Stark? I mean, maybe Tom Cruise, but that would have been a very different Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. made this character his own. He made the film what it is. The collaboration he had with Jon Favreau, with Jeff Bridges, that whole team, what they did on that first film really made the MCU what it is today. So I love what they did with this film, how they shaped the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how it set the trajectory for where Phase 1 was going to go leading up to the Avengers. They had that little tease at the end of the movie, and it was a nice tease for a cinematic universe that could be. But their main focus on Iron Man was making Iron Man the best possible movie it could be with the cinematic universe nature, that idea of a cinematic universe. That was on the back burner, and it was, if Iron Man's successful, then we can move forward with that. But let's focus on making Iron Man a great movie first. And that's the lesson that a lot of these studios need to learn. Focus on making this movie great first before you start working on your cinematic universe. Don't put your universe before your film. And that's what they did with Iron Man. They didn't put their universe first. They started with Iron Man and then they went forward. And I think that's what makes Iron Man so great, is it also feels very isolated, very separate from the cinematic universe because it's not reliant on the cinematic universe. It's just a fun, fantastic, great movie. It's the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow and Jeff Bridges. Terrence Howard, even though he was replaced in the second film as Rhodey, he was great as Rhodey in this film. The chemistry that the cast has, the pacing, the nature, the music. I wish the theme of Iron Man in this movie was brought back in the second and third film because I think this is the theme for Iron Man for me. I love that theme that Brian Tyler did in Iron Man 3, but this is the theme that I associate with the character of Iron Man that I wish had continued throughout the series. And what this film does is just, I go back and I watch it. It's exciting, it's thrilling, and it's entertaining. It's got comedic beats, but it doesn't overdo the comedy either. It's peppered in with the drama. They let the drama sit. They don't undercut any dramatic beats with a little bit of comedy like later MCU films tend to do. They let the drama sit, They let the comedy sit. It's just a nice collaboration between everything dramatic, everything comedic, the writing, the directing, and it's so crazy how this film was brought together. The wrong lesson that Marvel did learn from Iron Man was that you can just kind of make stuff up on the fly while you're making the movie, and then you can hope it all comes together in the editing, because that's kind of what they did when they made Iron Man. They just kind of went out and improv'd a lot of stuff. Sometimes they'd throw the script out or the script wouldn't be ready. They'd be creating scenes while they were on set between Jeff Bridges and Robert Downey Jr. and the whole cast and Jon Favreau. They were just kind of making it up as they went along, so it's incredible that the film actually is as good as it is. It's that specific team that was able to make it happen, and I think they just kind of hope to always catch lightning in a bottle twice and 3 times and 30, 40 times. They've kind of made it work with the structure at Marvel Studios now. Some of the films have also kind of been hindered because of that mentality too. It doesn't work for every film, and it really shouldn't have worked for Iron Man, and the fact that it did work is just crazy. But Iron Man, it's so fun, it's so good. It's still a great watch almost 20 years after it was released. It's just an amazing start for what came to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If I was going to give Iron Man a rating, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, or a B+ on the letter scale. It's a great film. It has a few things regarding the villain that maybe don't work out quite so well towards the end in the third act, but it is a wonderful start to the cinematic universe that we've been on board with since 2008. So if you've seen Iron Man, go down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this film. I would love to hear from you. Hope you all have an awesome and a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.